we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second session of the Black Sessions. This new cycle that we have in. And today we're discussing episode 2, season 1, that is called 15 million merits. I would like to start hearing your opinions on the episode, if you liked it or not. Big ideas, main reflections, just commenting on the episode. So let's start with my student, Kathy. How did you feel with the episode? Did you like it? Not? Any things you would like to share before we start discussing it?
Well, good evening to everyone. I feel like it's so similar to our reality. There are so similar imaginaries, current imaginaries about our body, about productivity of our body. What else? And also the superficial life. But it's everything about us, and it's current, I think. Just in the extremely way, but
yeah,
it's also like today, maybe TikTok, it could be a reality like that someday.
Or Instagram, like most social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it feels distant, but I mean, it feels distant maybe in technology, but it feels real. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, but it's the same. I think that our imaginaries about the social life, the body, the productivity, and when the people has to ride a bike just for another people,
yeah,
and in order to make energy for the rich people in that world. So
it's an interesting point. Yeah,
but it's just an extremely way of dystopia.
Yeah, the dystopia.
Dystopia.
To change the stress. Dystopia. Yeah. That's all. Yeah, it's a dystopic reality. I don't know. I think it's a future. I don't know if it's a future. We don't see anything that technological to think it's future. Maybe the screens, like the pop-up screens, but the rest of it, I think feels like current, something that the technology we have nowadays.
It's not that the future. Maybe
it's not that futuristic.
Yeah.
Maybe the ideas are futuristic, but not the technology presented, which in some episodes would be very futuristic. The idea here in the show is that they are like moving through time, showing us this parallel universe where everything goes wrong, which is basically the same universe we're living, but everything goes wrong.
It's like a reality show.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, they talk about, we're going to talk about reality shows, we're going to talk about body image, we're going to talk about fame, pornography. We have many topics to discuss here. So thank you, sweetie. Let's go with another opinion. Camila, any reflections that you'd like to share before we get into discussing the episode?
Yes, hello everyone.
Hello.
I like the episode. But I think, I don't know how if you read the novel of George Orwell, 1984.
Yes.
It's very similar. And the control, the technology, and I like this aspect.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting, the dystopia. Future is dystopia, but I don't like the aspect with the change with the personajes. I don't know.
Like how the story.
Yeah, it's very complicated, the change in this story.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, they start with the good persons and very nice aspect, but finish with transformate some bad and dislike, but it's very interesting. I like the inspiration in the novel of George Orwell.
in most Black Mirror episodes, we won't get a happy ending. Something
Yeah.
we have to get used to. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that they did this in purpose. They did this so we could engage with the characters, feel the way they feel, like feel represented by this guy who wanted to change the society that we all want to change. I guess we all agree that the things that are reflecting of our society are the things we don't want. But after all, I think that's one of the main points to discuss. What happened to the characters? What happens when we are fighting against something? What happens when you get that something? Do you change that? Does that change your values? Sometimes that happens with politicians when they get to power. We're going to talk about that too. I'm getting anxious. Xavier, welcome. Would you like to share any reflections?
Yeah, for sure. For me, this chapter is really have a critic really similar with Don't Look Up when they talk about these new scientifics, multimillionaires. I'm working science, and actually I think it's kind of the same thing, because these billionaires related with science, yeah, when you thought that those proposals
and all that.
Yeah, all that Jeff Bezos and all that kind of guys, you saw the proposals is real nice, but when you execute the propose, is kind of this chapter, you know. Probably Elon Musk will give us some kind of solution with these cycles, working people all the day for the free energy source and all that kind of stuff. So for me, it's more like a futurist thing. It's like a present thing. I saw every day that thing. And actually related with the dreams, I'm actually here because you did work with a friend of mine, with Fernando.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, and we shared that goal to reach a PhD and actually all that kind of stuff. It's really fascinating, but actually a little bit of asustar.
Scary.
I don't. Yeah, scary. That's the word. And really scary. How do you see all the people around you sell themselves because the work, because the money, and they let their dreams out because it's really hard to fulfill a dream. You know, for example, in my case, I have to work double, triple to pay the things and have time to study and work. But all my friends in the university sell themselves to the system. You know, so it's real sad because they're not happy. I see them and they're not happy, but they have a department, they have cars, they have things, but they don't have anything in self.
And the worst thing is that there have to be some people, like the people here working for the people in bikes, who don't even have anything. Like they work the same way that we, like the working class or professional working class, the comparison we were making, we work a lot to get our things. Some other people work the same, or not in the same jobs, but work as hard as we do, and they don't even get anything. So we all work a lot for someone else to get something, and that's one of the social class system they show in this episode is something I would also like to discuss here. We have so many things to discuss. Camille, thank you, Xavier, for your contribution. Camilo, welcome. What about you?
Hello.
What do you think of this episode?
I like it. It was kind of, as you said, there's a lot of things to talk about in it, a lot of philosophical things even that may be addressed here, and I'll look forward to our conversation. I think it's a pretty good material to talk about things that maybe in other episodes we are not able to talk about, and that's it. I like it a lot.
I'm happy because
especially in the end. The end was for me the main issue of this episode, but in general, even though it was at certain points, a lot of points, kind of predictable, I think that the end was nice in terms of how it allowed us to talk about things that in other episodes of Black Mirror or in TV even are not addressed.
Yes. Good. We're even going to talk about pornography. Ooh, it's an adult discussion today. Thank you, Camilo. Danny, I don't know if you would like to participate or just as a listener, just what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Would you like to share reflections on the episode?
I couldn't watch the episode,
So,
but
don't worry.
unfortunately,
Yeah, so don't worry, because it doesn't matter if you haven't watched the episode, because the discussion will be about things that you know about. So don't worry, you will be able to discuss and listen. Yeah, okay, so okay, so here we go. Let's start. I don't know where to start. I have some notes. I would like to start by the concept of famous, like fame. These people, one of the things that caught my attention was they all wanted fame, or like they are showing us that how people work really hard for fame, but fame is presented here as an abstract concept. They're showing us these reality shows where people go show some talent. That concept, talent. What's talent? I think it's a very abstract and subjective concept that I would like to discuss. We see some people dancing, singing, and they are looking for fame, but what's the concept of fame here? Maybe I would like to start by there. What do you, am I frozen? No, it's perfect, working. What do you guys think about the idea of fame here that people is chasing? Because they all want that. That's the purpose. You earn your merits, so you one day can go to the show to show your talent and become famous. But what does it mean to be famous? Xavier, what do you think this, why do you think these people so desperately want that fame, whatever they understand by this fame?
Oh, it's a really hard question, actually. I have spoken about it all day when I looked for the episode. I think it's a mix of ego, but actually it's a performance things of our society, of this 2022 age, actually. Because if we compare this with Truman Show, for example, you all have seen Truman Show, the movie of Jim Carrey?
Have we all?
Yeah,
nice.
Great
movie. If not,
actually, the paradigm of Truman Show is applied now in Instagram, TikTok, and all that kind of stuff. We all are the owners of our Truman Show, you know.
Yeah.
So in that line, the fame is like a need of society, you know. But in the context of the online thing, for example, in my case, I don't work without any people. And now in this moment, you're the most close people to interact in my day, because I always have working all day and study all day. So it's really weird, because in this moment, I feel better, for example, than posting things. But the need of post, in my case, for example, is not because I want to be visible, because I need contact. And it's really weird, because I'm an antisocial person, sorry. But even if I am antisocial, I need, you need relations, and I have relations, of course, but I need more, because we are humans. So it's a mix of ego, but actually a native need of our human behavior.
Oh my God, yes. I was thinking the same way. I'm very sociable. I have interactions all day. I spend all day with my students. They know this. I go from person to person, interacting, but I still, in my free time, look for more interactions on social media. I feel the same way. I don't know if we want to be famous, officially famous. Like, I don't know if any of us, we have actually some people that is actually famous on social media here. Wink, wink. So I don't know if we all want fame, but we want attention. Maybe it's something that these people is looking for. And besides, I think it has to do with the benefits you get from being a little bit more famous. Camilo, you are popular on social media, and you've been popular. We've talked about this. So we have our Instagrammer influencer here, but he's a good influencer because he is actually someone that contributes to society. So Camilo, what do you think are the perks of being influencer on social media today and society? Why do we all want that?
That's a lot of pressure for my Instagram to say that I do.
But people here don't know what's your Instagram. People here don't know you're mysterious. You remember, undercover.
No, I think fame here is maybe the expressed issue, But I think that the allegory here is for happiness, you know, and
Yeah.
for personal realization. We have that the allegory or the metaphor of the bikes and the struggle that the people developed through their lives in order to get what they want. It's part of more the realization of dreaming, of thinking about happiness and thinking about things that they want, you know. And here I may be too deep, but that's who I am.
That's the idea.
But happiness, I think it's kind of a psychoanalytic uh, poster where we're saying that happiness is not that important or was never that important. The thing is, or the main problem here is that we do not know what we want, and we try to say to ourselves that we want some things, and when we achieve them, there's this void, there's this emptiness that we realize ourselves that we are always wanting more. And I think that's the key issue here, at least in the episodes or in the bike presentation of it. So the satisfaction that they get when they realize their dreams, you know, or when they get famous and when they get the points that they needed, it's more about how we are happier or are better when we are dreaming about something, when we have something ahead, than when we actually have the things that we think that we desire, you know, because we do not know, and that's because of psychoanalysis here, we do not know what we desire, but the things that we desire are not the things that we need, you know. And I think that's the main metaphor that it's presented here. And about the fame, about uh, the issue of being famous, I'm gonna quote here Cypress Hill.
Great.
It's a fun job, but it's still a job, you know. That's it.
That's
That's
the
it.
thing. That's the thing. It takes a lot of work.
And you know,
Like,
when you see, I've met some artists, famous artists in personal life, and of course famous writers and things like that. There's a lot of work that we do not see, and the thing that creates maybe the emptiness of these kind of realities is part of that. It's part of how people do not understand the way in which you work, the way you have to put some effort. Even the artists that we consider are not good artists, they put a lot of effort, and there's no understanding or general understanding on how they work and how they are special, not because of what their final products are, but because of the way in which they are maybe working more than we are, you know. And that's the thing that it's also about fame, and how maybe in the Instagram or the social media fame, it's kind of okay, it's fast, it requires less effort than other things, but you think about the work that the actual influencers, the people that are really
yeah.
into that, they are all day thinking about that. They are all day, and when they stop presenting themselves or stop having the quality control that they had in principle, they go down as fast as they went up, you know.
Ah,
And that's another thing you
ephemerous.
see. Again, Cypress Hill, you see like the point of the iceberg, but the rest of it, and maybe the period that you're not in the Hall of Fame and that you're not in the scenario, it's the more important, and it's the one that generates more of the void and the emptiness of that kind of lives, you know.
Yeah.
I stop here.
Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you.
So deep, Camilo.
Camilo's always like this. That's why I only have smart people around in these meetings. But yeah, your points remind me of the Constitution of the United States, one of my favorite quotes in the Constitution, one of my favorites, I have many favorite quotes in the Constitution because, you know, I know about constitutions. No, I just studied it once. And I remember the Constitution of the United States starts, the Declaration of Independence, it is present in the Constitution. It starts with the natural desire of humans to pursue happiness. And that is the main, that is the first and main object to follow as a society, or the right of humans is to pursue happiness. And that's the word, pursuit. It's a persecution. It's like you will always be pursuing something. And it's what drives you, is your motor, is what gives you hope and energy maybe, but it's a persecution. Like you will be over pursuing that, and maybe you will never reach it. And once you reach it, as you said, once we achieve things, we need a new thing to follow, or that's happening. It happens in learning. You always need new objectives. Sorry. So it's a constant chase of dreams, and we don't know what we actually dream. Sometimes I guess it has happened to all of us, and we think we really want something, and when we get that something is not what we wanted at all, or not what we expected. It is even when you like someone. I was thinking about that. When you like someone, it's so much funnier when you only hee with that person, and then it only gets worse. So yeah, Kathy, you are it's good to have professionals here because we have insight from each profession. Camilo is a sociologist, Kathy is an anthropologist. So do you think that this is something, trying to put it into your field, do you think that this is something that is recent? It's just something that this social media environment, this new society, 21st century society created? Or maybe is it something that we've been experiencing as like throughout years, and it has only changed the scenario? Do you think that this persecution of happiness, or this idea of achieving happiness through things that are not like concrete, is something new, or that has happened forever?
Related to happiness, I think that we need to think what means happiness today.
Yeah.
It's not. I think it's not a universal concept.
Yeah.
And
I think it even depends from individual to individual. What's it for you now?
Exactly. That I was thinking. Today, I think that everyone wants to be special, and it's related to the individualistic way to live your daily life, and it's I think it's modern. But when you live in a community, or when you are not from Occidente, how do you say Occident?
Occident, or like you can call it how do they call it? Western culture. Western culture.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's not necessary to be someone special. Every people in the community work together, and no one needs to be more than another one.
Yeah. I
think that this happened today in social media, and also in realities, and it's not universal, I think. So
I mean, just in social media, if you want to be influencer, you need the followers. And the people who follow most people are the ones that have less interaction with others. So you see a lot of accounts that with few followers, but following many accounts. So interaction.
A virtual community.
Yeah, a community. We all work together.
Yeah, but it's with when another goal, I think, is an individualistic goal, because it's about our current sociality.
Yeah, okay.
Society. I think that it's everything about it's everything a show, I think, because not necessarily we are the people who show at social media, of course.
Yeah.
So the people that are following me, maybe is following the imagine that they can be at the social media.
Yeah.
So it's the same at the captor, I think. And also the thing that I was thinking that they were cheated because they thought that they went to the this I don't know the show in order that our talent, but they were hiked because the Jews.
Yeah, it was.
So I think that they keep there with the drugs.
Yeah, actually, they keep them drugged.
Yeah. So especially at the case of the girl that ends in pornography.
And he ends up in pornography too.
Yeah.
I think that they're comparing like Soma, and I don't know if you were speaking about books and 1980 and what's the name? A Brave New World, in this book that where they give people Soma to keep them happy. And in this world, they give us notifications and screens and colors and hearts. When someone likes your post, they give you a heart. Who rejects a heart? We all want hearts. But
it's dopamine.
It's like dopamine. But it's fake. So it's like consuming drugs.
Yeah, it's the same like the jackpot effect of Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, it's the same effect of adrenaline, like the adrenaline you get from attention. But I was thinking that you said that I don't remember exactly what you said, but I think that unless you are, I don't know, very, very popular and famous just because you are like, I don't know, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, or like rich people who are just Rockefeller, whatever they are, whatever his name is, Rockefeller is good enough to be popular or to be famous. But I think that Instagram influencers, they also work for society. I mean, they work. We were saying that to become influencer, you have to really work in creating content. So you are somehow thinking of your community on whatever, I don't know, point of society you want to stand. Like, for example, I am an influencer in fashion. So I think my people needs my advice on fashion. So I will create content for them. So they are somehow contributing to society.
I agree but disagree.
Go ahead, please.
I agree with all what you say, but when you make a research about it, because if you're not making a research about it, you're developing information about the word.
Maybe they are not officially, not methodological research.
But some ones will not, and that's a problem. For example, in my work, it's a problem. It's a divulgation of science about social media. It's like, hey, wait, where do you get that information? No, I just look on Google, and it's like, dude, I have 5 years in the investigation about it. I cannot conclude what you did conclude. How did you conclude that?
But that's another problem of the internet. That's the problem of information. How do we discriminate information? Yeah, but I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I've seen many crimes. Like it's all about neurology nowadays. So pedagogy and neurology are boom. And you see many people talking about things that they're very wrong about. Even if from the pedagogical, neurological point of view, whatever is in between, wrong. And it's power, like it's information official on the internet. A lot of people take it for granted. So yeah, but that's a whole different discussion. We're going to have that discussion in other episodes. Like there are some other episodes that are mainly about that. Camila, I'm going to change the topic here, guys, because we have many things left to discuss. I was going to ask you about, I don't know if you noticed, the physical appearance of characters. Like, are they trying? I don't think that they're fat shaming people here, but I think it's interesting to talk about the fact that workers of this energy factory were overweight, clearly overweight. The people, the main characters were fit, and the famous people was very fit and beautiful, and like I think they're trying to show us something. What do you think they're trying to tell about our society with that? Camila, sorry, I don't know if I said your name. I was looking at you on the screen, just in case.
Yeah, about these issues, I think it's very complicated in the episode because in this aspect you premiar. I don't know how I don't remember.
Your prize,
how
look, you can
your
prize
prize, yeah.
or reward.
The
Reward, that's the
fame
word.
and
Reward.
your yeah. But you punish the not fitness life in this episode. And it's similar with the society, and it's a very complicated complacer to the society with the bodies or the expectatives about the aspect. And in this episode, we note this punish the difference, but your reward the fame or the fitness life. This is a regular mistake in the society.
Thank you. Do you think, let me move the conversation. Danny, let me try asking. You can answer simple words. Do you think, this is going to be a simple question. Speaking of the same, do you think that
Okay.
do you think that they are punishing the people just because they are fat, or maybe because they are considered that you are fat because you're not producing? You are fat because you're lazy. We active
Okay,
people
yeah.
look healthy because we like to work. Do you think it has to do with that? Or is it
The
about
exercise is very good.
working out is very important? Yeah, but do you
Yeah.
think that it's important for these people just because of the physical, I mean the health, or is it because they're trying to give us some other message?
O sea, it's very important. It's very important for life. Como psychology and body, es como digo íntegro.
Integral.
Como integral. Integral.
Yeah.
Integral. Yeah, bueno.
Or like
It's very integral.
Yeah.
Ajá. Como no es solo como cuerpo bonito, también es como mente saludable, algo así, quiero decir.
It's not,
In English,
yeah, it's not all
it's
about
no body beautiful, is mind.
Yeah. We got it. Don't worry. We got it. Easy.
It's mine. Help me.
No, don't worry. Thank you. We got it. We got it. Remember, the important thing is to deliver your idea, to share your idea with us. So we got it. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah, of course. Of course, it is important for all societies to have this. Do you think that, sorry, I'm going to change now. Don't worry. Easy. Breathe in, breathe out.
Yes.
Camilo, do you think that as a society in social media, of course, I know it's the answer, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
Okay.
Do you think, Camilo, do you think that as a society, we nowadays, like body positive is a whole thing, and body shaming is a whole thing too. I think that it's not official, but we still body shame somehow other people. You tend to feel better when you look better. Do you think that as a society we're looking for this just because of the health, or it's somehow is imposed? Where is it imposed? Where are these new standards? Are the same standards that we've always had?
I think the answer to that, it's no, of course it is not because of health. That's an excuse that we use.
Nowadays they're calling it health, mental health.
Yeah, of course, but the issue here is other. The issue it's about how we can harmonize maybe the actual experience of seeing other bodies and seeing the beauty in other bodies, and not having these remorses about what we consider beautiful or not, you know. And for example, if you think about how a lot of people, a lot of fat people is body shamed because they are not healthy, that they are gonna have heart attacks and things
Yeah.
like that. It's not because of that. It's because it is considered that they don't control their own body. And that's the thing, that's the key thing, that
Yeah.
when you have no control over your body, when you have no control over the things that are
Over your
surrounded
mind,
you,
actually.
you're not part of how society and how Western culture tell us that we have to be as this main character that controls everything. For example, if you consider, maybe it's kind of a great jump, but I think it's related, the smoking people. When you think about how people that smokes is criticized for smoking, they are not, or we are not criticized because we smoke a cigarette or a lot of cigarettes, but because we are not able to control ourselves,
Yeah.
you know. And that's the key thing, you know. When you consider the fat shaming and the food, it's because you're not able to control yourself, you're not able to work, as Britney Spears said, to work and to do the things that are expected from you. And last example, if you think, for example, that I don't know, the way in which we are told that we have to be fit. I know a lot of people that there are bodybuilders and things like that, but if you consider the fitness as this, maybe this yoga state, this yoga fit, maybe you have that the key issue there is not, of course it comes with it, it's not feeling beautiful, but being object of others' desire, to being able to control yourself in order to be the envy of everyone else, you know. And that's not a bad thing. And maybe it's kind of contradictory what I'm saying, but I don't think that's a bad thing. We tend to deny our corporal composition, we tend to deny or expectancies of beauty, we tend to deny her. But if you think about how we relate with other people, who are our friends, you see that we are in touch and we are in relationship with people that we consider beautiful in a way or other.
Yes.
But we are in touch always that people that we physically consider beautiful or at least desirable.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get in touch, we don't get along, of course, with people that we don't consider beautiful or desirable.
Yeah.
And that's the key thing.
We
And
reject, naturally reject that.
And we tend to deny our own composition or corporal composition and our own categories of beautifulness or beauty.
Beauty,
You know?
yeah. Yes, I agree with you. I think, of course, I am I mean, I am against body shaming, because you cannot be against that nowadays. There are no, like, but I really don't think is something we can change in our brains. Like, maybe we can control or avoid, stop those thoughts, try to avoid them, but they will be in you somehow. If you don't like your physical appearance, or if you dislike someone else's physical appearance, and I'm not saying only being fat or skinny, I'm saying, like, I don't like people who don't shave. And I hate
being polite. It's about being polite.
It's about being polite and respecting.
We can have a lot of thoughts about other people. We can think that it's beautiful
but
or
sharing
not, but
them,
nobody cares what you think about them.
yeah, that's the thing.
One of the things that differentiates us from children, you know, from these little children that says everything that comes to their mind, it's that we have these social boundaries that tells us, okay, that's not polite to say. And there's a lot of people that doesn't have that restraints. You know, if I want to say that I don't like, for example, I don't like your dress, who cares? Who cares?
That's the thing.
And that's it.
And even it's more controversial if you put in perspective that you don't care why the people do the things. You only care to make your comment. You know?
Yeah.
if you're going to make your comment, I'm going to go inside the person and search about traumas and all that kind of stuff in the person if
But
they
do
have.
we care? Do we
No, we don't care. That's the biggest problem of all. It's just a comment because we can do
Is
it.
that a problem?
Yes, I'm in a symmetric position with you and can say, hey, look, in my place, I can say to you that you're fat. Or in my place, I can say you're ugly because I can do it because I feel safe.
Is that a problem? I mean, to think that. No, to say it maybe it's inappropriate and polite, but
I don't think it's a problem. I think it's natural to think it because the brain is made for have segregations. It's something natural.
Yeah. We organize, categorize.
But jump
there
from
are places where you there are places where you can say
for sure.
you know?
I'm totally agree.
For example, if we with Javier are friends, and Alicia, we three are friends, we say, okay, you saw the dress of Alicia, that was awful, and but it's kind of a different context when, for example, I don't know Camila, and I say, okay, Camila, your dress is pretty awful, and okay, who cares?
And whether,
even
if it's a positive comment, even if it's a positive comment,
even if you have the better intentions, nobody cares.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The main rule is you do not talk about others people body.
Yeah, or even you can ask
other
people
life.
if you want your opinion,
Yeah, but now social media and the internet has made it possible for a lot of people to lose that maybe fear of rejection when you say something like this, and that's very inappropriate.
That's because
it's online, so whatever, I'm gonna delete. If you do like it, delete the comments.
I for example, I hate the fitness concept, even if I am a fit guy and I love sports and practice martial arts and all that kind of stuff, because for me, fitness philosophy is like a bourgeoisie concept, because eat healthy, do a lot of things like work out. Depends that you have a flexible work, you have a money, you have time, you have a lot of things that not all the people have, and that's really important. Because
sorry. Just finish.
Sorry. So if you're criticizing to society from that point, from that place, upper place, actually, it's like what is your problem? And you have all the privilege, and and you're looking down. You can look up and start growing, but you don't like that. You like to look down and say, "Hey, I'm better than you." What? How many problems do you have?
I think that's exactly the point of the show. The point the show is trying to make with the distinction of the weight in people, like that some people think they are better just because they are healthier or skinnier or thinner, but just because they're in the privileged position of working there in the bikes all day, and the fat people does not have that privilege and is fat because their job is barely move around picking up trash. And it's not because maybe they want to be fit. So yeah, I agree with you. That's the point that they're making with the body. We have so many things left to discuss and not so much time. Let me go try something. The ending. Let's talk about the ending. We're gonna say we talked about that. Camila said she didn't like the ending because it was unexpected. We haven't heard Kathy that much recently. Kathy, what about you with the ending? Do you agree with Camila? She didn't like this. She didn't like that it was like a sad ending. What do you think about it? What is your interpretation, first of all? Here we're interpreting because we don't have an official, idea here presented. What do you think?
I put my attention in something that doesn't care.
The screen at the end?
About the materiality, because they put the glass on a box.
What? Sorry, what glass?
The glass with they used to.
Yeah.
Famous.
Yeah. They kept it.
They put it in a box, and the next to the box, it was the penguin.
Yes.
In a big.
Yeah, it was the penguin. We saw the penguin first in the origami penguin, like very simple, and then we see that this built wood, beautiful penguin.
But I think that there was a message there.
Yeah. Your tree, share your message.
Yeah, because maybe it's not so a bad ending. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Let's please go ahead. Elaborate.
I don't know. Maybe it could be a second part of that chapter.
Yeah, you
Because-
think, you're so optimistic. I love it. There will be a second episode where they will get married and they will destroy this evil system.
No, but I think that he put the statue
Statue?
Stay tuned.
that penguin in order to not forget.
Ah,
Okay, so
that's cute. Yeah, I see it. I see it. I understand. I get it. Like, I agree. I hadn't seen it like that. I think I am on the other side of the street. But yeah, do you think it's something he's trying to remember, like the life he had before?
the only thing that was real, I think,
Yeah, the only things that were real for him.
in order to remember the reality.
And what do you think that the wood penguin, like the last penguin, means? If the first penguin is his dream, like the first time he fell in love, the first real thing he had, then the real moment when he actually spoke for himself in front of everyone. But then what does the wood penguin, beautiful, fancy penguin means?
I don't know. Well, they couldn't.
You want to go with the happy ending? Go ahead, please. Keep us happy. Let us lose our hope.
Give us hope, please.
Yes. Show some light.
Maybe it was a bomb. But I think it's what it was really a human behavior in order, because they couldn't take with him the penguin,
Yeah.
because they couldn't take anything.
Yeah.
They couldn't conserve anything. So I think that, I don't know when,
Like he rebuilt the
big
penguin
penguin comes, but
the book, the previous one. Yeah, and now he has the money so he can pay for the wood fancy one.
yeah.
He could
But
have done another one and do it again. I think that there is paper in the rich world.
Mm.
So maybe, yeah. So
it was the same shit, but bigger. Sorry.
yeah. No, don't worry. We can say bad words here.
Okay.
This is an adult meeting. So yeah, I don't know if the rest of the people agree with you. I'm not gonna say that I don't agree, but I don't agree.
When you say volada, it was.
Oh no, but that's it. Yeah, we're all going in our flights. We're all going in
Just
our
in order
personal
to,
flights.
but I was
here.
thinking of the box and the glass.
I think the ending is actually done for us to interpret it, for us to have different interpretations. I'm going to talk about the last screen, for example. It's the whole thing is open for interpretation, and this is common in Black Mirror. Anybody here who has a different perspective on the ending? Go ahead. Open your microphones. Share your ideas.
I think I didn't like the end because the characters sold themselves to the fame. I think this, and this is the reason because I don't like the end, because start with the real concept of the life, of the special things between two persons,
Love and all the good.
love,
Friendship.
friendships. Yeah, but they sold himself, and this is I don't like. But it's
Don't we all set ourselves?
yeah, but it's common maybe in the society.
Yeah.
You
How old are you, Camila?
25.
25. You're about to sell yourself. It's coming.
No.
It's coming. You are on sale.
Yeah.
You are on sale. Not yet sold, but on sale. Yeah, Kathy, you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Yes, but I was thinking that they were alienados. I don't know how to say in English.
What's the word? I don't even know. Mi español no es muy buena.
Alienated.
Alienado.
Alienados,
Alienated.
alienated. I understand something totally different. Allegados or something like that. Yeah, whatever.
No, it's is a Marx concept, I think, that
Yeah,
about the work. So that they
work in
they
the same line.
didn't were happy. So maybe it was a way to survive to that war.
Yeah, it's like maybe resignation. It's like, I am here. Like they were resigned to accept the life on bikes before, and now they are resigned to accept the life on porn, which is like the price you have to pay to have commodities, a room on your own, drugs, not having, this is something very interesting to discuss. We won't have time, but advertisements.
Yeah.
In the other world, they didn't have advertised ads. I would love to have a life without ads. I would love to have the money to pay all the services that have ads for them to not have ads, and that would be a great place for me. I will sell myself to the system to pay that. Camilo, Xavier, any of you? Let me choose here because I don't want you guys to fight. Xavier, you just spoke up first. You go.
I'm going to take the point of Kathy, right? Yeah, Catherine. Kathy about the concept of I forget the word of commodity. No,
commodities.
Commodity when you accept your kind of reality, you know. Because, for example, I don't know, in my world, actually, when you start to study science, real science, like physics and all that kind of stuff.
Or pedagogy, which is also science, or sociology, which is also science,
not about science or not science, you know.
I don't want to be a science.
Exact science, you know?
I'm kidding here.
I'm not into that conversation.
If you want to go off that conversation, I have a problem with that too.
No, don't worry.
But in exact science, you start to understand things beyond our world, beyond to humanity, beyond all kind of stuffs. Yeah. And the description of world is really hard, you know. So many people that I knew left this world because of that. You have to accept that you're you're nobody, you're careless in this world. You're not important. You're just the last second of the last year of the last moment of the earth, and just a coincidence, you know. So if you're not able to accept that reality at itself, you will have to move on to a matrix reality, kind of, you know, when the beef is tasty, where the people is nice, where all that kind of stuff are in your graduate thing, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, but I was thinking that maybe if we totally quit our matrix, or our organized society which owns the matrix, aren't we individualistic, nihilistic, totally lost the sense of sharing?
It's just that
in this world,
we live in a matrix, even if we take.
Yeah, I was going to say that we live in a matrix anyway.
Yeah, but not because the consumption, not because the publicity, not because the advisors. It's because we live really in a matrix. We are constituted about boundaries in our universe that we won't be able to cross, and that's a thing that you have to take. It's a hard pill to take, but it's the reality. And the reality is we're lost, and we don't have hope of anything. We just have to move on in the better way we can. Yeah. And that's all.
Deal with it.
Science, like all the concept of science, including not exact science, as our only tool to make a better performance. But that's all. We
can only improve the conditions. We cannot change the conditions. We can only improve them.
Exactly. And that improvement is like a lie.
Yeah, let me just ask one last thing. We have a sociologist here, and you talked about living in a matrix. Mr. Sociologist, do we live in a matrix?
Of course.
Yeah, thank you. That was it.
And it's fine, but let me.
Yeah, of course. I'm kidding. Please go ahead.
I think that ideology and the matrix itself, it's necessary because we all, I'm gonna develop an idea here that languages, we are living in different languages maybe, and you have that, for example, Xavier says, okay, science or exact sciences have a better understanding of reality. I kind of disagree, because mathematics as the language of the exact sciences is as a language as our language of creating this matrix, these ideology concepts, and these these ways of, I don't know, of developing cultural categories. As we have cultural categories, physics and astronomy had their own categories. That the difference is that they are made in a different language, a language of numbers and mathematics, you know. And also I think that the main issue here, and apropos a matrix, I liked better the second and the third, because this is
Really?
kind of
Are you one of those
related.
small group of people who actually like
Yes,
the second and the third?
because
Talk
that
about the fourth.
explains a lot of that, a lot of the things that are addressed here in the end of this episode, you know. Because the thing is, and the main issue is how power and how hegemony of power is able to control and to integrate in itself the things that in principle were opposite to it, as Neo was, for example, you know, as the one, as the chosen one. And for example, in this episode, we see how the main character, you know, starts by saying things that are contrary to the system, mainly referring, for example, to the actual mechanisms of control, and he mocks of them, and how the power is exercised over people and those that are in this program, and how the riding bikes is part of this program, you know. And the things he say, even though they are true, of course, and of course they can make other people realize about their reality, they in the end are integrated in the system, you know. And the TV show is created, and this is part of, maybe Catherine follows me here, is part what we in social sciences call the normalization process, in which, you know, power creates these images that appears to be contradictory and appears to be polemic and appears to be in a way anti-systems, but in the end
They're new
they end up
systems.
being part of the normality. They are part of how we express how the power expresses itself and creates an appearance of freedom, you know. And of course this is kind of a pessimistic
Yeah,
philosophy,
but it's true.
Foucaultian
Yeah, I was
even,
thinking of the same. Google.
where the power creates its opposites. And but of course it's part of the fundamental questions that philosophy and all the social sciences had, you know. Because, and I end up here, I promise.
Don't worry.
There's a book called it's from Spivak, it's called the Can the Subaltern Speaks? And it's a question that where he says or she says in synthesis that even though we try to create our own categories and our own ways of speaking our language or our cultural categories, we always do it with the tools and the language that is charged with the power and it's created by the power. You know, the power, we do not speak our language, but language speaks through us. And if we don't, we are not understood and we do not belong, you know. I don't know if you follow me, but it's about the how the cultural categories that are necessary for us and are created before us are given to us, you know. And
social constructs.
And of course, if we think about this episode, we think we have that power integrated, the, I don't know, the polemic categories and the polemic sayings by creating this TV show, you know. But of course it's part, as Neo was, of the predicted outcome, you know, that has to happen sometime in order to create this appearance of freedom. And of course and for me there's a more pessimistic way, but it's optimistic in the end, that we will never be able to get rid of normality, you know. We will always have certain kinds of categorical normalities, but the things we do and the things that in which we move the fences of normality are the ways in which we change the system, if you want to call it that, like that, and to put it in places where or impossible places, or unpronounceable places, or unthinkable places, even to create new normalities and of course better normalities, you know. That's it. I end up here, I promise.
Thank you. Thank you. I cannot continue the discussion. I would love to. Just wanted to, like, since we're closing with a very sad and pessimistic Foucaultian idea, I would like to mention one of the guys like that is totally against Foucault and has a very interesting dialogue, Chomsky. Chomsky is the one that actually made this possible because I understand everything I understand from language from him. And he said that we will follow our nature in a more positive way, and we will somehow work to build a better society, or that we try to build a better society, even under the idea that it's maybe meaningless. Maybe this is it. But we will always look for improvements and evolution. Maybe, I hope we can manage those standards of society into a better thing. I think Black Mirror comes here to warn us about the constructs we're making and how dangerous they can get if we don't reshape them in this society where we don't have any freedom. Oh my God. So yeah, let's go with depression now. Let's continue in our sad evening. You can all go home and cry. No, actually you are home. You can all go cry on your own. Thank you guys for coming. I hope the newcomers, I hope you had a good experience. For all the old comers, thank you for your wonderful contributions. I love talking to you. I love sharing these ideas with you. See you next Wednesday. Wednesday, it's not Wednesday anymore, Tuesday. See you next Tuesday.
It never was.
Yeah, my brain is like, this is the second year doing the same thing. So for me, it will always be Wednesday. So see you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. to discuss episode 3, season 1, which is also really cool. Thank you all. Hugs and kisses for you all. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Thank you.